Welcome to Travel China Guide. I am Y2J, and here is another episode where I give you a little bit of useful information about China. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about traffic and horns. Yeah, this is the way Chinese people drive. Now, I have to be very careful in this video. In my country here in New Zealand, there is a little bit of a racial stereotype against Asian drivers. Not Chinese drivers, Asian drivers. We have a saying here in New Zealand, it's sort of like a racist thing. DWA, driving while Asian. So, on the one hand, you've got this racist stereotype, kind of categorizing a whole ethnicity of people of, this is how they drive, which is potentially wrong. I don't know. I mean, I can't say that I've been to every Asian country because I haven't. On the other hand, I've got 3 trips under my belt to China. I know how they drive. I know what they do. And it ain't all that flash, to be honest. There are 3 main ways that Chinese drivers essentially fall down in comparison to other drivers around the world. Number 1, indicating is optional. Chinese drivers treat the indicator as optional. Can you see how this might be a problem? Yeah. Sometimes it's a problem. Treating the indicator as optional is not good because that doesn't tell the other traffic on the road, am I going this way, or am I going that way, or am I staying in the same lane? You indicate your intentions, and all too often in the back of taxis and in the back of cars from, that are friends and family of Coco or people that she knows, and watching other drivers on the road. I've seen them swerve to the left and swerve to the right and cut in front of each other, cut left, cut right, and no indicating. No indicating. Okay, now this is not me after I've watched a local Chinese person do it here in Christchurch. This is not me after I've been to China once in a one-day stopover. Okay, this is me saying this after I've been to China 3 times, been to 9 different Chinese cities, and seen them do it everywhere. Everywhere. They all do it. Second problem of Chinese drivers is no head checking. Okay? This is head checking. Okay? Head checking. Head checking is where you check your blind spot. There is approximately a 45-degree angle, which is to your immediate left or to your immediate right and slightly behind, where it's your blind spot. You can't see with your mirrors. Your mirror, that's like in the middle by the dashboard, no, not by the dashboard, but by the roof, that mirror tells you what's directly behind you. Your side mirrors tell you what's directly behind you, but they're offset to the side. But those side mirrors don't exactly cover your blind spot, okay? Everybody that drives a car knows this. And when you change lanes, you go left, you go right, you're supposed to check your blind spot. And, so you do the head check. These guys don't do the head check. They just don't. And I think the worst thing about drivers in China is the overusage, the over-reliance on, and the desire to use the horn. The horn. Do you know how much this infuriates me? The friggin' horn. Always on the horn. Well, they're not always on the horn, but they're often on the horn. Especially in Chengdu. Chengdu's bad for the horn. Okay, now what do I mean? What do I mean? I'm obviously getting myself worked up. What do I mean by the horn? Well, In some parts of the world, like here for example, drivers, when they drive, are somewhat courteous, somewhat patient, somewhat understanding. You know, we see an obstruction on the road. That obstruction would be somebody coming out of the driveway, or it could be a cyclist who's fallen off his bike, or is crossing the road, or it could be somebody walking a dog across the road. And whatever it is that's happened has caused the traffic to either slow down or stop temporarily, but slow down or stop. And here in New Zealand, we will just understand, you know, the leading driver will assess the situation, they'll slow down, they'll stop, they'll look at what's going on, and they'll patiently wait. And they will not use the horn until a certain amount of time has passed. You know, maybe 10, 20, 30 seconds, until a reasonable amount of time has passed. That's not what the Chinese do. The Chinese go straight to the horn. Straight to the horn. And they keep on doing it. Again and again and again. And you know the worst part? It's not the fact that one of them does it. It's that one of them does it, and then the guy behind him does it because he thinks it's okay. Because the guy behind him can't really see what's going on. So because the guy in front does it, the guy behind thinks, oh, it's okay. I will add to it. I will add to the noise. That way, the obstruction that's happening in the front, that person will get the message. Okay, I just need to make more noise. And yeah, we'll talk about that in another video. The culture of loudness and noise in China. But yeah. The three worst things about China. They're not indicating. But yeah, the three worst things about driving in China. They're not indicating. They're not head checking. And the horns.